I am here today with two of our superstars here at Ignite Social Media, Victoria Rogers and Stephen DeYarman. And as a strategist, I know that I'm often talking to different clients. We know that TikTok is a platform that is up and coming, getting some great results. But one of the most common pieces of feedback we get back is we don't have the capacity to run our own TikTok account, or we don't have a TikTok account, or TikTok is owned by maybe the global side of the business, etc. But I've learned from the two of you all that it is possible to run ads on the TikTok platform without having an account. So today we're just going to talk about what that looks like, how to get set up, and all the benefits of running a TikTok ads account without or TikTok ads without having an ads account. So, or a TikTok account rather. So, Victoria, Stephen, either one of you jump in. Please let us know the details.
Yeah, I can get us started here. So with TikTok, they have this feature called custom identity. So it's a way for advertisers who don't have an organic presence on TikTok to essentially create like an account. So what you needed is like an image, and then you'll also need like whatever your account name you want it to be, and then from there you just create your ad, and it runs as an ad coming from that account. So you don't need to have an organic presence. There are Spark ads which allow you to do that to run organic posts, but with dark ads or custom identity, you're able to do this.
So, two questions coming out of that. One, these are dark ads, yes.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And then two, you mentioned having the handle name. Does that then secure the handle name if they were to establish an organic presence later?
It should have no impact in terms of organic presence. It's
Okay.
almost like two different trails. Like there's one that's the organic using Spark ads and then dark ads. So
Okay, good to know. So, I guess jumping right into it, can you walk through what that might look like for anyone who's watching this that wants to set up a TikTok ads account and a campaign through TikTok without the brand profile?
yeah, certainly.
So while Victoria is pulling that up, Stephen, can you talk to us a little bit about again about why a brand should be interested in kind of this ability to run TikTok ads without that organic presence?
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the main things is, TikTok is not only this next big thing, but it's also going to be here to stay. I know we've seen social platforms in the past come and go, but for TikTok, we actually had one of our TikTok reps come to Michigan in 2023 and show us all the behind the scenes that they're working on to become a big player similar to Meta. Because a lot of the times in the past, what we do is we recommend Meta because they are very established. We see efficient costs, but we're also starting to see that on TikTok as well, as they're doing a lot more on the back end to improve the algorithm, to improve the ads performance in general. So it's one of the things that I think stands out to me is it's very easy to get started, and it's not going to be something that we feel like is going to waste time and energy and resources. I think it's going to be an opportunity for brands to take advantage of, and they're going to see just all the capabilities within the ads manager to get in front of the correct audience when it comes to targeting, when it comes to campaign objectives, which Victoria will show us later. But I think it's going to be a really great idea for brands in 2024 to get started, and there's going to be a lot of opportunity in TikTok in 2024. So with that, I'll let Victoria show us just how easy it is to get started.
Great, thanks, Stephen. And to get started with TikTok ads, all you need to do is go to tiktok.com/business and click on this Get Started button. Once you click that, it will prompt you to provide some additional information. So email address and then password. So once you fill that information out, it will open an account for you. You'll need to provide some information like your country, region, time zone, currency for billing. So kind of just setting up all that the admin stuff there, and business information, payment. So it's super easy. Just fill out this information, add a billing payment method, hit submit. So TikTok will review your information, let you know within 24 hours whether the account has been approved. So once created, once approved, I can show you, I'll show you what it looks like within the ad account. So in the ad account, I am under campaign. I created a new campaign. I'll ask you what objective you want to run your ads. So right now, just for the purpose of this, we're going to run a traffic campaign. Enter your name. If you're a special ad category, you can use a campaign budget optimization, which lets the algorithm divvy out the budget based on performance. We're just going to hit continue here. We're also going to look at some targeting options as well. So right now, TikTok has interest and behavior targets, and I can just show you what the options are there. So for the purpose of this, I'm just going to scroll down, just start targeting, and then next I'll walk you through that custom identity feature. What you can target by, geo, gender, certain ages, languages, household income, which is pretty interesting.
How does TikTok targeting compare to some of the other platforms we're used to using?
Yeah, so it has interest-based targeting, which is similar to Meta and say like Pinterest, for example. But what's unique about TikTok, it has behavior-based targeting. Now it's based on behaviors within the platform or user experiences, whether it be like certain videos they view or content they view, or even hashtags they interact with. So as you can see here, there's a drop-down, there are interests, so based on interests related to content. So you can either select from this drop-down, or you can do, I love doing a search just to see what kind of options are there. It casts a wider net for you. And they also have these behavior targets. So video interactions, creator interactions, and hashtags. It's cool on TikTok, they have these bundles. These are fairly new. They basically bundled hashtags by season, like by holiday. So it's really cool. You can like select Christmas or Cyber Monday, and it pulls in hashtags there.
Can you enter your own custom brand hashtag if per se it was large enough?
Yeah, I mean, it's like hit or miss in terms of what's on there. I'm
Okay.
actually sometimes surprise myself. I'm like, that's a random interest. I don't know why it's on there. It's kind of like meta. But yeah, if I were you, I would just kind of check it out, see if your brand hashtag is in there. Because you kind of never know what's available as an option. And they keep rolling out with different interests or like behaviors.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was going to say, Victoria. One of the things that kind of prevented us or maybe halted us a little bit from starting TikTok, maybe when it first rolled out, was the capabilities of targeting. Because we know that's really important to our brands, making sure that we're getting in front of the correct audience with the budget that we have. And since, the past couple of years, we've seen nothing but improvements in different capabilities that we're able to target. Specifically, I know Victoria mentioned household income. That can be very important to a brand. And then one of the things that I think is really important to note is like interests from a user perspective is like something that they're just really interested in, whether it's like something long-term that they're invested in, whether it's sports, whether it's cooking, maybe something that they just hold dear in their life. But what's really interesting is like the interactions is such like the best way to put it is it's more of like a recent thing that they're interested in. So it might not be something like, cooking where, the user is extremely like invested in, they love cooking all the time, where interactions is more that short-term behavior. So if you really want to capitalize like on a trend, for example, whether it's something that is just a very small amount of time to really capture that user's attention, I think interactions are going to be really key for any brand who wants to kind of get in front of that audience with the timing.
Now, what kind of interactions are we talking about? Is it like kind of like a super like type of interaction, or?
Yeah, it's based on like either like a video, like a type of video, like say cooking, kind of following Steven's example there, or like creator interactions if there are certain creators.
Okay, so just any
like
interaction with
together.
particular videos.
Yep, that's correct.
Got you.
Yeah. And with TikTok, we're also able to add in custom audiences as well as lookalike audiences. I'm actually going to go to the next page here. So assuming we filled in all of our information, our budget, our timing, our targeting, and here's where that identity feature comes into play, where you don't need an organic presence.
So all of those features that we just saw on the previous page are allotted to you, even if you do the custom identity.
That's correct. Yep.
Wow.
Whether you use Spark Ads or custom identity, it's the same process there. And so okay, here we go. So here we already have Ignite selected, but if say, you have say a pet brand and you want to create a new custom identity, or you're creating an ad for your pet brand, you create a new custom identity.
We can do Ignite Dogs.
Ignite Dogs, I like that. So it'll be Ignite Dogs. And there's, as you can see here, there's a limit of 40 characters. So just keep in mind that there is a limitation there. And then you click on the image here. I just have an Ignite, let's see. Well, basically, it doesn't look like I have an image, but you include an image here. And then once that's created, that is your new custom identity. So your ads will come from that handle that you just created. So like Ignite Dogs. So you hit create and you're good there. And then it saves it within the drop down. So it's easy to use moving forward. So you don't have to always recreate that. Yeah. So then once you have your custom identity,
it almost seems too good to be true.
I know, right? It's so easy. Then you have your just ad details. You upload your video, add your text, interactive add-ons, which is basically another way for users to engage with your content. It could be like a super like, a display card, a countdown sticker, a coupon. So pretty fun stuff that you can utilize there. And then your URL. So you just kind of upload everything, you just submit, and then you create your campaign, your ad.
It's that easy.
I know, it almost seems too easy. Thank you so much for walking us through that, Victoria. Like I hope, and hopefully for those of you watching, that was super helpful. So as we start to wrap up, you've gone over a lot of things that is possible with TikTok ads. Can you share any examples of some TikTok ad campaigns that you or any of our clients have run without that brand profile?
Oh yeah, so we had one brand who didn't have an organic presence. We just used that custom identity feature, and within like a year, they garnered millions of impressions, thousands of clicks. It really depends on your objective that you select, but it's great for generating that volume of impressions, clicks, and such on the platform. But you could also use custom identity feature for any like influencer content, for example. So that's pretty fun to do, but yeah.
Like to promote influencer content from the brand? Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
So you get the benefit of all of what TikTok has to offer as far as their features, as well as kind of, as Stephen was saying earlier, those cost efficiencies without having to man an organic presence. And so at one point I was talking to Stephen and he said there's really no excuse not to get on TikTok. And so that's kind of sounds like what you guys are saying.
Yeah, like if you're not on there, just test it. It's no hurt in testing. So it's very innovative, and excited to see what happens on the platform.
Awesome. Well, as we wrap up, give us your top reason or key point or key benefit that you would give a brand that's watching this about why they should take a look at these TikTok ads without a brand account. I'll start with you, Stephen, and then we'll wrap up with you, Victoria.
Yeah, I think opportunity is probably the biggest thing that comes to mind for me. Budget, you can have any type of budget and be effective on the platform. I think the ease of access in getting started is another big plus too. So opportunity, I'm going to roll this all into one, but budget, opportunity in getting started. And I think it's just going to be that next big thing that sticks and is going to be impactful for, the younger generation, even older generations. You're seeing people just gravitate towards TikTok. And I don't think it's going to go anywhere. And I'm going to pass it up to Victoria because I'm pretty sure she's got some good stuff too.
Yeah, I agree with all of that, Stephen. Also to add to that, reach. There are plenty of people on TikTok. If you're not on there, you're not reaching those users. who are very engaged on the platform. Ease of use, efficiency. Depending on the objective, it's pretty efficient to run your ads. Especially if you have like a small budget, you want to test it out. There's no like real like minimums, for example, to run on that platform. And just go kind of expanding on innovation. They are one of the platforms that continue to innovate. There are some platforms that are kind of stale and stuck with what they currently have, and sometimes they're even removing targets. But with TikTok, they're always innovating. There's always something new on the platform.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Stephen and Victoria. We hope that you learned something today about what it looks like to run TikTok ads without having a brand account. So thanks so much, guys.
Hey, my pleasure.
You're welcome.